Open-world games are by far the most revered and sought-after video game genres for AAA audiences today, and that is likely because this genre promises to deliver on the experience that modern players seem to crave the most. In this video, I will be identifying what I think that experience is, and establishing how open-world games should ideally be crafted based on that assessment. The ultimate goal for any open-world game is to achieve the greatest sensation of freedom possible by crafting an expansive game world with an enormous amount of content. This feeling of liberation extends to every aspect of the game's design, and is instrumental in the genre's appeal. It is a chance for players to experience an alternate reality with few boundaries or consequences, where players are limited only by the game's mechanics. Perhaps the greatest challenge open-world games inevitably face is creating a game world that is both impressive in scale and rich with unique and meaningful content. Balancing both is essential, otherwise the game risks dissolving the immersion of the players due to an apparent lack of things to do and experience. To that end, the game must do everything possible to engage the player in their pursuit to experience everything on display. If the world is too small, then the sense of escapism the genre boasts is ultimately short-lived, and therefore unsatisfying. However, if the world is in any way empty or repetitive in its offerings, then the experience once again comes up short once the player realizes there is nothing truly new to see. Content must be evenly distributed throughout the entire map, establishing a gameplay loop which ensures that players will never go too far without discovering something new to pique their interest. Likewise, the world itself should be designed to conceal and reveal interesting landmarks at any given point on the map. There are methods to mitigate these concerns, however. One arguably required method is to establish means by which players can quickly and conveniently explore the often vast open space. Examples include transportation options such as sprinting, flying, riding animals, vehicles, teleports, fast travel, and so on. Another method to keep players engaged is by incorporating some kind of level up or upgrade system. While not a substitute for including a wealth of new and interesting things to discover, levels and upgrades are a good way to hook players for the long haul. When done sensibly, they can also reinforce the theme of liberation and empowerment that open-world games thrive on. However, they should never take precedence over the simple joy of exploration, or become the player's primary goal. In general, these methods are put in place to empower and convenience the player for further exploration and freedom, and are not intended to distract or trivialize these core elements. Good open-world games must stand on the strength of their level design, side quests, and world building, and these kinds of methods are used to encourage a consistent desire for players to explore and discover these aspects of the game for themselves. Open-world games offer the highest form of escapism in the medium. They give players the freedom and empowerment that cannot be found in reality, and deliver a sandbox experience with seemingly countless possibilities to entertain, whether intentionally designed or not. They are mechanically rich and more dense with content than perhaps any other genre, giving players the promise of potentially hundreds of hours worth of enjoyment. Open-world games are a genre for curious players, with both a strong sense of exploration and the ability to create their own fun using the game as a backdrop for adventure.